We'll meet a New York-born inventor who says he knows how to tame a hurricane.
It's a powerful situation, so we're trying to break that up and distort its momentum.
Hurricane, Eyewitness to a Storm 2003 will return in a moment. Welcome back to Hurricane, Eyewitness to a Storm 2003. And now, Bill Evans.
Researchers for years have been studying how hurricanes move, grow, and how to tame them. But nothing has worked. But now, a New York-born inventor says he's found a way to zap the energy from a destructive hurricane to save lives and property.
I look at a lot of products in the world, and I just see that a lot of changes could be made, and it'll make things a lot nicer and easier for folks.
Peter Cordani is the 41-year-old inventor and manufacturer of products that absorb fluids.
Dynomat keeps the mess in the mat, not on the floor. Dynomat.
His Florida-based company, Dynomat, produces products from oil-absorbing mats for garages to leak-resistant sheets used at ambulances and more.
We designed this vest where you put this vest on, and it has 2 ice chambers, and 1 on each side.
So what does this have to do with hurricanes? Well, Cordani, a former golf course engineer, says he has found a way to use this common garden product that absorbs moisture in the ground to suck water out of hurricane storm clouds and weaken their speed by up to 15 miles per hour.
Feels almost just like a salt. A baby powder substance. It's very fluffy, very
Cordani
light.
patented the polymer substance, turned it into a powder called Dynogel. He said it is 100% safe, absorbs 2,000 times its weight, turns into a gel, and then dissolves in water. He gave us a demonstration.
Here's the polymer. And this would be it being loaded into an aircraft. And here would be the moisture in the middle of a storm. And if you see instantly, as we put the product in it, it absorbs all that moisture on contact.
But soaking up a bowl of water is not the same as taking the moisture out of a swirling mass and weakening a hurricane. So Cordani loaded a cargo plane.
3, 2, 1, drop.
And dumped more than 8,000 pounds of the powder on a thunderstorm cloud in international waters off Jupiter, Florida.
That whole cloud, you see the way it's separated in half and there's only a little piece left over there?
Observers in radar stations say they saw the cloud evaporate.
It was an exciting moment because it was, it's pioneering science.
If you drop this stuff in a thunderstorm and the thunderstorm goes away, well, here in South Florida, the thunderstorms don't live very long anyway.
Hugh Willoughby is a professor at the International Hurricane Center at Florida International University. He initially thought Cordani's idea was interesting, but has since distanced himself.
We want to know, how does this stuff behave? How much would it take? What does it actually do? And those things haven't been forthcoming.
As the beginning of the hurricane season approaches, Project
Cordani isn't the first person to think he's come up with a way to cut hurricanes down to size. The federal government spent 2 decades and hundreds of millions of dollars on Project Storm Fury to try to weaken hurricanes. But the program was canceled in 1983.
The problem with weather modification is people have been playing around with it for 50 years, and there isn't any unambiguous success.
But that hasn't stopped Peter Cordani. He wants to convince the federal government that Dynogel works, and he's hired his own team of scientists hoping to produce credible scientific evidence.
We know it conclusively works. It's a question of how well it works. The effects could save lives and could save literally billions. So if that can be realized, then it's definitely worth the effort.
There's a long list of ideas on how to weaken hurricanes. Some of them are just plain crazy, like the one that suggests blasting a hurricane with a nuclear weapon. As of right now, hurricane scientists are looking at ways to study a hurricane's dynamics rather than stopping.
But there are compelling reasons to try to weaken a hurricane. The strongest 20% of hurricanes cause 80% of the damage. So if we could ever weaken the strong ones, we could avoid a lot of that damage. Hurricanes cost the United States an average of $5 billion each year.
As you've seen and heard tonight, hurricanes don't just strike Florida or the Gulf Coast. They do strike here. They've struck before and they may strike again. Maybe not this year, but forecasters say we are in for another decade of very high hurricane activity.
So take those warnings seriously. Remember, the wind and storm surge are dangerous, but the heavy rain and flooding cause the most fatalities. Hurricane season lasts through October, so be prepared. Go to 7online.com for more weather information.
And as always, you can join us on ABC. Latest weather developments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whenever there's a breaking weather event, we'll be there for you. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Lee Goldberg, I'm Bill Evans. And from all of us at ABC 7 Eyewitness News, good night. And thanks for watching.
This has been a Channel 7 Eyewitness News special presentation. Hurricane, Eyewitness to a Storm 2003.